ahead and get started with 7/8. I'm going to change this into a decimal. Now, I like dogs, so I remember that my numerator is my top dog, and my denominator is the doggy down below. And I want to ask myself that which dog is in the doghouse. There's my division bar. It's my doghouse. And so the top dog is going to go into the doghouse. See you later, top dog. And now I'm going to go ahead and put that numerator, 7, into my doghouse. My next thing to think about is how many times does 8 go into 7? Well, 8's bigger than 7, so you really can't fit a group of 8 into 7. So that's why I know my answer is going to be less than 1. I use a decimal point, or in this example, I'm going to use my decimal poop. And we always put the poop on the roof of our doghouse so it can decompose. And that will let everyone know that my answer is less than 1. If I want to remember what goes here in this place, in this 1's place, I can put a 0 as a placeholder. Now, I'm going to add a 0 here to see about how many times does 8 go into 70. This is where I need to use my multiplication facts. And I know that 8 times 8 is 64. And that's a good way to start. And that makes about sense because remember I said my answer was going to be less than 1. So 8 times 8 is 64. And now the next step is to find the difference between 70 and 64, which is 6. I'll add another 0. And about how many groups of 8 can fit into 60? Well, I know that 7 times 8 is 56. You got it? And so I subtract from here. The difference between 60 and 56 is 4. Add another 0. Can I fit another group of 8 into 40? Yeah. In fact, I can fit, you got it, 5 groups of 8. 8 times 5 is 40. So now I know I got nothing left. I got the answer. It is 0.875 or 875 thousandths. Let's move on. Let's try this number here. Now we got 1, 6. We're going to change it into a decimal. So again, step 1 is we're going to take this top dog 1, put it into the doghouse. Can I fit a group of 6 into 1? Quite not. It's not going to happen here. So my answer is definitely going to be less than 1. In fact, if I think about where 1 6 would be, it will be half of 1/3, which is right here, 1/3, and half of 1/3 is 1 6. No, 1/3 is about 0.33. So my answer should be somewhere around here. So let's add a decimal and figure it out. Let's add our 0 and think about how many groups of 6 can now fit into 10. 1 group of 6. 1 times 6 is 6. The difference between 10 and 6 is 4. Add my 0. About how many groups of 6 can fit into 40? Well, I know 6 times 6 is 36. So that's about as good as it gets. I can't fit another group of 6 here. So I'm just going to put 36 and now I'll subtract. The difference between 40 and 36 is 4. Are you going to see a pattern here? This is going to repeat. Yeah, I'm going to have another 6. And then I'm going to put 36, and then I'm going to get another 4. So I'm going to put a line here denoting that this decimal or this is going to be a repeating decimal, an irrational number. My answer is 0.166. And so we got that. We can move on to our next question, which is 3/200. Whoa, this is going to be a really small number. We're going to have to add a lot of zeros here for placeholders. So 3 goes into the doghouse. And let me just erase this here. So we got a little bit more space. Let's put 3 into the doghouse. Now, if it was 3/100, then the answer would be 0.03. 200 is twice as big. So let's figure it out. 3 goes into the doghouse. I'm adding my decimal point. Put it on the roof. Add a 0. 3. Now we have 30. Can I fit a group of 200 into 30? Not quite. So add a 0. Can I fit a group of 30 into 200? A group of 200 into 300? Yes. I can fit one group of 200 into 300. The difference is going to be 100. So let's go ahead and add another 0. And about how many groups of 200 can I fit into 1,000? Well, let's count by 200. 200, 400, 600, 800, 1,000. That's 5 groups. So my answer is 0.015 thousandths or 15 thousandths. And that's where I got it. Let's do our last one together. We're going to change 2/5, 2/5 into a decimal. So again, our first step is to take that numerator, our top dog, put it into the doghouse, add a decimal, and then add a 0. About how many groups of 5 can I fit into 20? I can fit 5, 10, 15, 20, 4. Don't forget to put your dog poop onto the top right there, your decimal point. And so we can then do that. And the difference is going to be 0. And so our answer is 4 tenths. All right, well, I hope you enjoyed this video and leave a comment. Let me know how comfortable you feel converting a fraction to a decimal using the doghouse method.